Hello everybody, so I figured I would have this video be some sort of update on ownership as to what exactly it is like to own a Jeep Gladiator, and it's kind of like what has 2 years of ownership been like. And I gotta say, so far the only word I can describe it as is it's comfy. This thing is a fantastic ride, even if the road or off-road, it just bounces around when you're off-road. That is probably thanks to the Fox shocks that are there, and these actually are just bigger versions of the ones that came with the Gladiator, so it actually turned out pretty well. Now, when it comes down to having owned the Gladiator for 2 years, that also means that the vinyl wrap itself is 2 years, and you can even see in certain places it is in fact starting to show its age. You have a little bit of a bubble there, and I know very much I like the purple. It's very much a color that I've liked for a long time. Do I plan on doing something new in the future? Likely. I'll have to see. And if you guys happen to know any vinyl recommendations, I would love to see down below, because heck, I don't really know much about vinyl wraps myself, but I know that there's a whole plethora of colors to pick from. So if you got a recommendation, let me know down below. When it does come to the actual ownership itself of the Gladiator, I've had a very good time, and I know I've seen in other places there's been some parts that do wear down, but this thing, I would say, outside of the dirt on the mats and the rugs and everything, this looks about brand new as to what it was when I initially got it. I mean, save for that. Plus also, this is kind of a side note that I missed in the update about the mod for the steps themselves. This is just a little bit of a side note. This is actually the power switch for the steps, so if I ever wanted to keep these steps out, I would just have to press that button and I'd be able to keep them out. Or if I press it while I'm in, it actually turns it on and will actually keep it on. So it'll go up, come down, because it's calibrating it, and yeah, that's pretty much that. But when it comes down to owning the Gladiator for 2 years, I have very much enjoyed the entirety of the ownership. I have met some nice people, and the truck itself is actually holding up very, very nice. And this is actually about 20,500 miles into it. I've had a fun time, and it's very much a vehicle that I have absolutely no intention on getting rid of anytime soon. I legitimately have enjoyed the Gladiator, and if there's anybody that's ever been on the fence about getting one, I would say definitely do it. If you're ever questionable and not knowing whether or not to get a vehicle, one thing I'd probably recommend is trying out Turo. Now, obviously I don't have any sponsorship for Turo, but it's an app that I like, and it's how I was able to get access to that Ford Bronco that I did the point of view video on. That was actually a really nice dude. He gave me a discount in the future. He had a whole fleet and everything, and it turned out really nice. But when it comes down to actually going back to the Gladiator itself, like I said, it's very nice. Everything runs really, really well. I haven't had a single issue with the vehicle whatsoever, and I've seen in some forums people have. Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe then it's just something about how other people are driving it, and I tend to not actually be the most gentle person on the road. I still drive like gas is affordable. But all in all, I really like it. I figured I would at least do some type of small update regarding the Gladiator itself and what 2 years of ownership have been like, because I've seen other people do reviews like this for other vehicles, and I haven't exactly really seen many for Gladiators themselves. Not even that, but actually somewhat of a built Gladiator, something that's just not a factory vehicle. But this one, I've actually like put a lot of effort and time into it for wanting to make it exactly how I have it, which is pretty cool, because like here, I'll put up a picture of what it looked like when I got it on the lot originally, and then just seeing how far it's come from that to here, I gotta admit, is very impressive, and I'm very proud of myself for that. But where I want to go in the future with the Gladiator, really the only modifications or what I have planned for it left is some of the really, really big stuff. And that's more so something I need to not have as a main priority right now, because, I mean, stuff in life happens, and that stuff that I'm talking about for the whole, like, end game level mods I'm talking, like I mentioned in a prior video, would be an engine swap. I would love to do a Hellcat. I mean, if I could do the Helephant, that would be absolutely amazing. But if I could do a Hellcat, that would just be nice, because that supercharger whine just has a special noise that a lot of people like. Like I mentioned, the axle swap is kind of something you have to do with the engine swap. I mean, you could do the engine swap without the axle swap, but the second you do any sort of hard acceleration, you're going to tear the vehicle apart. But I figured I would do some sort of small update of what the ownership of the vehicle is like. And hopefully I can do a lot more in the future. Like I said, maybe in a private video also. There is a crawling event in June that I have planned. There's also Beach Week in Ocean City, Maryland, which I very much hope to do. I'd love to go down there for a couple of days even. I mean, even do up the Jeep with a giant 10-foot inflatable rubber duck and call it King Duck. Something simple, it's something fun at the same time. Plus, also a little bit of a side note in regards to these other events. Speaking of something in August, I actually have a Savage off-road event that I would like to go to. Now, they're the amazing people that I did the tribute drive with. And they're actually the ones that gave me this lovely little sticker on the back here. They are just this nice, very nice group of people, and they just seem like a nice family group. Hopefully I get to do some stuff with them. I went to one of their events before, and I was a little hesitant on the trail because that was back when the suspension and basically the only modifications I had done with the Gladiator was the winch on the front and the wrap. Now it's a little bit more built, so hopefully I can do a little bit better on those trails. And who knows, maybe I'll jump the Gladiator. That would be nice. I just need to look into the videos about people doing that to be able to see if I can do that and not absolutely mess up the Gladiator. Because there have been cars or vehicles at those Savage Off-Road events where it's very common for them to go airborne, and it's something that I would like to do. But my biggest fear is that I go airborne and then I come down and this just breaks the fender off. That is one of my biggest fears about this. I mean, fortunately the fender is nice and detached, so worst comes to worst, the fender flies off and I just have to screw it back on. But hopefully you guys like the video. I'd like to see what people want to see in the future, just because I like the engagement. It's very fun, and it actually motivates me to make more videos like this in the future. I'd also like to do more cars and coffee kind of video styles, or car meets in the future where I can go out to actual events, maybe meet some new people, and that would be really cool, because then that means new people, means new cars, and we'd be able to see where this goes in the future. So, you know, if you want to be absolutely awesome and show your support for this channel, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, because the engagement is ever so appreciated, and I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.